Well, hello there again. We are back at Schellenberger Field on the campus of University of Lynchburg, and today is the Hornets hosting the Seahawks of St. Mary's College. Hello, friends and fans. Welcome inside the booth. I'm Joe Hutzler. Just 24 hours ago, Lynchburg getting the biggest win of recent memory over #1 Salisbury. Today, they'll look to go 2-0 on the weekend, a format that's going to be similar to what they hope to be experiencing in the ODAC tournament and the NCAA tournament near the end of the year. But enough about that. We've got time to talk about the past and the future. Let's talk about the players to watch today. And we're starting with the Seahawks. St. Mary's number 6 that you are looking at is Abe Hubbard. Last season, he played in all 7 games and finished with 8 goals on the year. Well, he's already got 5 in 2021 after a big win over Virginia Wesleyan, another ODAC opponent for them on the schedule just earlier this week. And for Lynchburg, we're looking at the balanced attack and play of Brett Rogers. Yesterday, 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 shots on goal. He got the 2 apples to help Lynchburg in their comeback attempt and then able to keep them ahead as they went on to win by 2 over Salisbury 10-8 yesterday afternoon. Let's talk about the coaches that lead these programs. And for St. Mary's, it is Jason Childs.
On the wing, a sophomore from Sykesville, Maryland, number 3.
And he's down there looking at his paper. Yeah, he's in the middle. Good job, good job. Jason Childs is in his 6th season with the Seahawks. 1 tournament appearance in the CAC, which is now the Coast to Coast Conference. And looking for an upset win, trying to take his team against that guy, Steve Kudelka, and 290th win yesterday with that win over Salisbury in his 25th season. Looking for a 9th straight NCAA appearance, and you beat #1 team in the country. That certainly will help your cause, no doubt about it. Before we get started, I want to say a big thank you to all the support that we received yesterday in what was a fantastic game and also a really well put together broadcast thanks to an all-student run crew here at the University of Lynchburg. I am the only person that is not taking classes, and today we had to dig even deeper and find some support from within as we've got some Lynchburg volleyball players on camera today. A big shout out to Coach Givens and her crew, her team. After starting the week with a win, they are here today to help us out in what is a short-staffed weekend. But if we finish everything today, we will look back on 16 games broadcasted in 5 days on LHSN and LSN combined. And certainly a feat that most, if not any, other Division III school can pull off. So super proud of them and look forward to yet another great broadcast today on the Lacrosse Sports Network. Lynchburg 3-0, St. Mary's 1-0. Each team has played an ODAC opponent this season. And we are underway. Quentin Richie for Lynchburg had a great second half yesterday. First quarter was 0 for 5 in faceoffs. Ended up having 10 wins on the faceoffs, including the first win being his first goal as a Hornet. The graduate transfer from Mary Washington. And it's Lynchburg on offense first. Ty Mitchell dishing to Colin Dean. Dean with the left hand and finds the back of the net. He could not find it yesterday. So well, I got another day to make good on my numbers overall this year. And gets us started with the first goal of today's contest. His 8th of the season, now tied with Kyle Lewis for the most tucks on the team. This is a Lynchburg team through 3 games averaging 45 shots per game. They've got a shooting percentage of 38%. Shots on goal percentage of 65.7. So very accurate team when they get a chance to shoot it on net. Richie to Kyle Lewis. Lewis had a stellar game again for the Hornets yesterday afternoon. 2 goals, 1 assist on 8 shots. Got the game tire at 5-5. Added another one later for good measure. Ty Mitchell with the ball now. He had a goal yesterday. And a loose ground ball. Scooped up by Lewis. 35 seconds to shoot. Still nobody with clear possession. It's swept across the midfield line. Jack Albright can't handle it either. So the ball very bouncy this afternoon in Lynchburg.
Push that! Come on!
First chance for the Seahawks on offense. Just 1 game in hand this year, and it was a dominating 19-2 performance over the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan. But no shot coming on their first chance offensively. Jeremiah Clemmer losing it. And now Lynchburg looks to answer back. Good look and a pretty good shot attempt, but just wide from Dylan Wolf. We were told that Dylan Wolf was not starting today. It was going to be Trammell Robinson instead at attack. And Wolf is in there, staying in there as they make some changes. Trammell Robinson is in for the Hornets. So it's Robinson and Jake Rust, along with Dylan Wolf at the attack spots.
11:19 on the clock.
And it's actually going to be an extra man for Lynchburg because of the penalty taken by St. Mary's. That was Jeremiah Clemmer who was called for that. 30-second penalty. Lynchburg with 2 man-up goals this season on 8 chances. And right now, the passes aren't being completed crisply as the penalty is over, and we're back to even strength. There's always that question of how you can continue to keep the intensity at a high level on back-to-back days, especially considering who your opponents were that weekend. Number 1 Salisbury yesterday, a St. Mary's team that overall numbers don't favor them on a sheet of paper, but if you give this Seahawks team some room to breathe and feel good about their chances, they'll take advantage. As the Hornets hurting themselves with another turnover. The other important part of that point is that, as I stated from the top of the broadcast, the Hornets want to be in this position. They want to play 2 games over the course of the weekend because they want to be playing for an ODAC title and for an NCAA title, and that's how it's going to be structured later in the playoffs. So it's best if they can get used to back-to-back days with their bodies. Today's also really good for getting themselves ready mentally. Dylan Wolf got the pass, drove inside. Really good stick check by Ethan Little, freshman out of Bel Air, Maryland. Brooks Poley dishing to Lewis, spin dodge to his left hand, bounces it wide. Rogers going top side. A quick shot on that turn. I don't think anyone was expecting it except for him. And he makes it work for his first goal today, third goal of the weekend, 2-0 Lynchburg.
Brett Rogers.
Check it out one more time. You can see from a really good angle, Rogers just, whoop, quick turn, bang. Give me another. Richie and Sam Jordan vying for that face-off, and Lynchburg will win it. Quentin Richie talking in the post-game interview last night about how this is a situation he's never been in. As a member of the University of Mary Washington men's lacrosse program, they didn't play many, if any, back-to-back days. So it's going to be a real test of his mental strength and physical strength to cool down, but also stay a little bit up, because you got another one coming in less than 24 hours. As we get a breakout, Rogers across the crease, top side for the long pole, Chris Darminio. How about that look from Brett Rogers? We talked about him being the player to watch because of his ability to dish the assist, be a balanced player for this Hornets team. Check this out. Rogers. Well, this is his goal from before, and then he'll come back with an assist right here. Long pass connecting. And Chris Darminio from a sharp angle. How about the finish for number 3 in red? Good start for Lynchburg, a little shaky early on, but they are in control. 3-0 with 9:08 to go in the first quarter. Back after this on LSN.
At Lynchburg, we don't fear change. We embrace it. In our students, on our campus, in our community, and around the world. We're building on our legacy of always moving forward. It's the same place with a new name. Welcome to the University of Lynchburg.
Timeout was taken by Coach Childs and the Seahawks. That goal for Chris Darminio, his first, to go along with his assist this season. So 3 goals, 3 different goal scorers for the Hornets. Darminio, Rogers, and Dean in this first quarter of play. Today is the first meeting of these programs in 8 seasons. 2013 was the last time they got together. May 8th of that year, so in the tournament, no less. Lynchburg was victorious that day, 6-5. And they have the overall lead in the series, 6-3, winning the last 6 and losing the first 3 of this rivalry, which was 96, 97, 98. Coach Skudelka came along, and the Seahawks haven't tasted victory since. I know I've said this before on these broadcasts, but I also think it's really impressive to get a full schedule in during COVID-19. 17 games on the schedule, which is usual for this men's lacrosse program. And you're seeing some teams go against them that don't normally play as we get our first goal of the day for St. Mary's. And it's a pretty one, sneaking in bottom right. The man who's been, well, he turned it over. He put himself in the penalty box. And now he's got himself a goal. Jeremiah Clemmer. Check it out again. Just squeaked past those red sweatpants of Patrick Moore. And for Clemmer, that's goal number 3 on the year. But back to that point, I just think it's so crucial to get in as many games as possible. And it's really neat to see some different opponents as well. I've been calling men's lacrosse at Lynchburg since 2015 and never called a game versus Southern Virginia or St. Mary's. Colorado College is on the schedule this year here at home, so that'll be different. CNU is here this season. Haven't done that either. So looking forward to those matchups for multiple reasons, and all those matchups will be right here on LSN. So great coverage, great games, and a great season for the Hornets. Trying to go 3 for 3 on possessions here recently with the goal, scoring on the last two with Rogers and Darminio. Ty Mitchell leaves it back for Dean. Good look inside. Robinson can't connect on the doorstep, but the rebound is pulled in by Rogers. Brett Rogers, he'll try his hand on that side. Never got near Walker. He'll chase it down and lost it. And Lynchburg possession. Walker needs to hurry back. The net is empty as Wolf scoops it up. Here comes Walker just in time. Got to give some credit to Anthony Sparacino. Anthony Sparacino using that long stick to make it tough on Wolf in that position. So Walker comes back, and then he can't stop that. Colin Dean mad about not getting on the board yesterday, no doubt. And unfortunately for Walker, he's the man he's going to take it out on today. 2 shots on goal for Dean, 2 goals for the graduate student. Another look at it here, really good angle of the shot as he's going to keep it low. Poor Worms get burned around the goal line, bounces through the 5-hole. And for Colin Dean, that is goal number 9 this season. Quick face-off win. Clayton Jones from long range. That bounced, I think, off the turf. May have gone off of a Seahawk as well. Took an odd, quick high bounce, but nevertheless, Lynchburg is back in control. 10 shots here with 6:18 to go in the first quarter for the home team. The Seahawks have 1 shot, but it did get past Patrick Moore, the sophomore from Alabama, boasting 10 saves yesterday against that highly touted #1 Salisbury offense. Could be a preview of what we could see later in postseason play. Riley Mitchell had 2 of those goals yesterday, and Grant Voigt trying to get in on it, but misses it wide. Yesterday's win versus Salisbury was the first against the Seagulls since 2015. They defeated Salisbury twice that year, once here to start the season on Schellenberger Field, and then again on Schellenberger Field in the NCAA tournament. Would not be surprised if we had a similar situation come late April, early May. Robinson's one more, was too tall. And so it rolls across the line, and St. Mary's will take it from there. Ben Claffey will get it back from Jack Brocato. Here's Clemmer, who has the lone goal so far, working against Cole Nestor. And a long shot from way outside by Abe Hubbard. And then Lynchburg the closest on the dive, so they'll get it back. A couple really good, important possessions yesterday with Lynchburg diving with that ball getting close to the end line. Another one there as they try to quickly counter. Dean connects with Poley. Brooks Poley, another graduate student, deciding to come back. A lot of extra time spent with Dean and Poley together during the fall semester on campus, working out, practicing together. Hasn't worked yet for Brooks Poley as far as goals are concerned, but don't worry, Trammell Robinson's still there to do his thing. Last year had the most goals for Lynchburg in just 5 games overall. And he's got another one today. Ty Mitchell will pick up the assist. And again, Lynchburg finding space to beat Walker down low. That seems to be the recipe for success. Robinson now with 4 goals on the season. 3 assists as well. Very balanced start of the year for the graduate student. Loose ball near side. Darminio says, I got it. Being hounded. Sticks clanging. Ball bouncing. And the Hornets will pull it away. Ground ball won by Clayton Jones. Still has possession. Clayton Jones with the shot low. Walker ready this time. He says, fool me once, fool me twice. Happens again, it's definitely on me. Possession stays with Lynchburg. Rogers had it poked away. Good stick work by Mason Hoffman. And Hoffman will keep it in play. Finds Tommy Rinder in transition and a successful clear. .305 remaining. Clemmer works on Martin, now forced to give it up. Jeremiah Clemmer. His hometown's not far from mine. Native of Hagerstown, Maryland. Went to North Hagerstown High School, a team that I covered for a while when working at a local TV station. My hometown moment interrupted by Abe Hubbard, who continues to have a fantastic season. His 9th goal. Oh, looking at the wrong sheet, apologies for that. Hubbard with 6 goals now on the year. He had 8 goals last season in 7 games played. And ground ball scooped up by Darminio. Parker Dixon taking contact from the long pole and keeping possession with 2:15 to go. Right now it's a 14-3 shots advantage for the Hornets. 6 of those shots on target. Walker with 1 save. Patrick Moore has yet to stop the 2 shots that have come his way. The Seahawks with all but 1 on goal. The biggest issue for the Seahawks they're going to find is that face-offs area. Lynchburg winning 8 of the 8 possible face-offs taken. As the game wears on, much as it did against Southern Virginia last week when it was close early, just too much Lynchburg. And once again inside, but denied by the crossbar. That was Lewis, who had a great chance to add to his total this weekend. Unfortunately, St. Mary's turning it over. Robinson, fake pass, takes the shot. You heard the clanging of the stick. Back at X, Lewis had to double check that he made the catch. 60 seconds remaining in the quarter. Dean looking for 3. And misses that one wide. Now it's Ty Mitchell's turn, using the speed to get to the top side. No lane to shoot, so he gives it up for a pass. Now a skip pass, knocked down. That's twice now. As we wait for the ground ball to be scooped up St. Mary's will take it. That's twice on that possession. Antonio Mastromanales getting in the way. And giving the Seahawks another chance with 20 seconds to go. Can they make it a 2-goal game? Feeding that momentum that they've had recently on offense. Just haven't had many chances on offense. That's the only problem. And that pass was deflected. Thrown back by Nestor. Lewis had his stick knocked out. Doesn't matter as the horn sounds. The first quarter is done. In day 2 of the weekend of games for Lynchburg, they lead it after 1 quarter of play. 5-2 on LSN.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Thanks for holding in there as Walker holds on for a big stop in transition. We were trying to fix some things as far as the score bug on the bottom of your screen is concerned, and looks like we're good for right now. So happy that that's taken care of. You can see that it's 5-2 after the first quarter of play. So they switch sides, and Lynchburg looking to add to their total here. St. Mary's has done a good job of being accurate when they get shots to take. 3 total shots in that first quarter, 2 on target, both getting past Patrick Moore. Lynchburg with 15 shots in that first quarter. 5 got past Walker. And there's another one. He has not made a save in a while. He does have 2 today. I should say, wow, he just made one, didn't he? You know what? 5 hours of sleep, y'all. 5 hours of sleep.
Ty Mitchell, assistant number 7, Kyle Lewis.
Back to the game, Ty Mitchell, which I guess we're going to call him Mitchell the Elder now since I started that yesterday. His brother Riley had 2 goals yesterday. He had 1 as well. And here's a look at his first of the afternoon. Good job by Kyle Lewis, feeling that double team coming his way. Knew he had a man open behind. And so Ty Mitchell adds to his total on the year with his 3rd goal of 2021. And once again, St. Mary's losing a face-off. They have lost all 10 opportunities in this game, and that is not going to be a way that they cannot do that. They've got to win if they're going to. They got to win the face-offs if they think they have a chance to defeat a top 10 team in the country and end the 6-game losing skid. It's just not going to work. So once again, Lynchburg on offense. Kyle Lewis's shot was sent high thanks to that long stick of Drew Baker that got in the way. Here's Riley Mitchell, the aforementioned sophomore who got the game-leading goal. First time Lynchburg led yesterday when he scored to make it 6-5. And they never looked back, never gave up the lead again in that 10-8 win. And an infraction against Lynchburg. St. Mary's will happily take it back. And they're able to make the clear stick. They're 5 of 8 now on clearing attempts. Lynchburg 3 for 3. There's Clemmer, who has the opening goal for the Seahawks. Also has a penalty taken. Hubbard picked up 1 in the first quarter. Back at X with Jude Brown. Tough assignment for Jude Brown working against Tyler Gallagher, one of those graduate students that came back this season. Good dump inside and find, and Patrick Moore still not credited with a save. St. Mary's doesn't have a lot of shots, but man, they are taking advantage of the ones they get. Great look by Brown, and then a fantastic job of finishing by Dominic Venanzi.
Goal scored by number 7, Dominic Venanzi.
We're going to go with Venanzi. I'm going to go with what the announcer said there. Fantastic finish. A really tough spot to bounce one through. And Patrick Moore not having the start that he had hoped for after a fantastic finish yesterday. And, you know, we like to downplay things in sports like travel, like fans, like playing back-to-back days as Nestor's shot sent high. But we're all human. And, I mean, you're watching a game being broadcasted by people who worked all day yesterday, and, you know, there's going to be mistakes made, and same thing for these Lynchburg players. Patrick Moore experiencing that as a starter for the first time in his career at Lynchburg. And so the key will be how he responds. His offense is going to do their thing. But for him personally, I'm sure he's going to want to play better as the game goes along. Gets that first save, that might be what he needs to get back to yesterday. No slowing down Brett Rogers. He's in full form all weekend long. We ought to be paying him for this show we're watching. Second goal today, 4th of the weekend.
Goal scored by number 27.
And just as I said, the offense is going to get theirs today. There's no question about it. Off the pamphlet with the L on it. And so Rogers now with 7 goals on the year to go along with 6 assists. Leads the team in points at this juncture. Quentin Richie's shot stopped by Walker. And then a turnover for the Seahawks. Turnover for the Hornets. Darminio with a check up high, lost his own stick. I think it broke. Yeah, it broke. The bottom of his stick snapped where the tape is on the shaft. So he has to head off the turf, go grab another. And I guess he'll have to clean up his mess too. Right now his stick's still laying down. Brett Rogers is going to go back and pick it up for Darminio. That's going to be frustrating for Chris because that's the stick that he scored his goal on today. Now he's going to have to go find something else to be superstitious about. Under 9.5 to play in the second quarter. Lynchburg keeping the Seahawks at arm's length, but St. Mary's still at that high percentage when they take shots, converting on goals. And there's a great shot with contact falling to the ground. Of course, falling down means it's going to go wide, but just to get it off with that much pressure was impressive for Jude Brown. Lynchburg takes a timeout. We'll step away as well. 9:07 to go. The Hornets lead the Seahawks 7-3 on the Lacrosse Sports Network. Welcome back to Schellenberger Field on the campus of University of Lynchburg. Joe Hutzler narrating your journey today on the Lacrosse Sports Network as Lynchburg looks for their fourth straight win to start the year, their second win in 2 days. St. Mary is also looking to remain unbeaten. They won their only contest so far, playing Virginia Wesleyan on March 1st. A 19-2 victory that day, trailing by 4 with 9 minutes to play in the first half. Just 5 total shots, but 3 of them on target. Getting past Patrick Moore, and a deflection wide, 2 seconds and 1, shot clock violation, and the Hornets will take over. Lynchburg now 4 for 4 on clears. The offense goes back to work. 24 total shots taken right now for the Hornets. 10 of those 24 on target. 3 saves for Walker. 7 goals for Lynchburg. Colin Dean has 2 of those 7. A shimmy and a shake and a pass to Brett Rogers, who also has 2. Dean looking for 3. Has a man come in to help. Dodges out. Gives to Rogers. They play catch along the near side. Now it's Dean going top side, and ushering that away was Walker. Couldn't tell from this angle if he actually touched it or not, or if it was just a wide shot. No save credited to him on the big board. And in the crease was Lewis. So a turnover here for Lynchburg. That's turnover number 10. St. Mary's has 9. For those of you keeping score at home. Darminio's got a new stick. Still works well, as you may have heard. Drew Baker definitely felt it. Clemmer and Claffey out there for the Seahawks. Got Brown with possession now, working against Cole Nestor. And finding his way inside for the goal. How about that individual effort by Jude Brown, junior from Bel Air, Maryland,
Goal, St. Mary's. Goal scored by number 56.
with a fresh move. Definitely worth checking out again. Just muscles his way, keeping his body low, gets around Cole, and then puts the ball in the goal before he crossed the crease. Never did cross the crease line. And so for Jude Brown, that is goal number 2 on the year. First of the day, and a really big one for St. Mary's against the number 10 team in the land. You expect that number to go up unless something bad were to happen today for Lynchburg. The thing the Hornets have most in their favor is the face-off circle and the sheer amount of shots they've been able to take. They've won all 13 face-offs, and they have 25 shots. Looking for goal number 8. That turf monster reached up, pulled the ankle down of Robinson, but he breaks in back to the top. Under 30 seconds to shoot. Riley Mitchell swims inside. Rolls back out, keeps possession, dumps it here to Lewis out front. It is a long shot for Grant Voigt, and the freshman collects his first of the weekend. And the penalty to the Seahawks is going to count. So the Hornets will go a man up for the second time following Grant Voigt's 3rd goal of the season. The freshman was expected to impress. And doing it here in game 2 of the weekend.
Lynchburg. Goal scored by number 48, Grant Voigt. Assist to number 7, Kyle Lewis.
Kyle Lewis picks up his assist for the day. That's 4 on the season. And as I mentioned, Lynchburg's going to go a man up. This will be their 3rd extra man opportunity. Actually, no, it's only the 2nd. The stats are ahead of the game here. It says 0 for 2, but haven't technically completed the 2 yet. Sitting out for St. Mary's during this penalty, serving it, is Ethan Little. Lynchburg 2 for 9 this season with the extra man unit. Lewis fakes the pass, swings it back this side. Dean goes low to high, top right, and Walker right there for the stop. 4th save of the half for DJ Walker. Penalty is still on. St. Mary still has to clear. Nice catch by Clemmer, coming in off the bench. And Clemmer just gets it across, but then losing it. Colin Dean scooping it up, dumping it ahead. Kyle Lewis, one-handed catch. Here's the shot. Score! Beautiful fast break transition offense for the Hornets. Look at it again. Colin Dean taking on 2 Seahawks. Kyle Lewis showing off with the catch and the finish. First goal of the day for Kyle Lewis as he continues to have a stellar season. 9 goals now for Mr. Lewis in 2021. And Quentin Richie wins another face-off. Richie, will he take the shot? He will. He'll score! It's a sunny day outside, but the rain is coming down metaphorically all over the Seahawks. 10 goals now for Lynchburg, 2 in less than 10 seconds, and a timeout taken by Coach Childs and St. Mary's. 10-4 is our score, 4:40 remaining in the second on LSN.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. 100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it.
St. Mary's with their second called timeout of the half. Allows everybody to catch their breath after Lynchburg scores 2 goals in less than 10 seconds of gameplay. Just a few moments ago, it was a 3-goal game. It just felt like, okay, St. Mary's doing a really good job, staying accurate. They still are. That hasn't changed, but here's where the problem begins. Face-offs. They still have yet to win one, not even by a violation or anything that Lynchburg has done wrong. And that ground ball scooped up. First chance that St. Mary's has had all day off the, draw. I was going to say draw, but it still works. Draw is more of the women's lacrosse term, but you know what I mean. If you're watching this network, you know what I mean. I'm not going to insult you and try to explain the game. Clemmer, out to Hubbard. Swung over to Bonanzi. He still has it back at X. Skip pass across the crease. That's never a good idea, especially when Tyler Gallagher's around. Long toss, out of play. Coach Kudelka had to stop that ball and probably had to stop himself from saying something nasty after that moment. Feels like a really good chance to put the Seahawks away, even though we're in the first half. All the numbers trend toward Lynchburg winning today. Seahawks could change a little bit of that with a goal in this possession. Bonanzi loses it. Ground ball scooped up by Gallagher. New number, same fantastic player. Long pole to long pole. Rodegas gives it up to Lewis. And now they'll slow things down. Well, maybe not. Colin Dean sensing a chance to drive inside behind the back off the crossbar. That close to putting himself on many highlight reels. Oh, Walker's best friend gets big and makes the stop. Good look by Brown. His man goes to the ground, but not able to capitalize on the moment. Good help side defense for Lynchburg. Jude Brown, a little bit of a spark plug for the Seahawks. He's looking. Not afraid to take the shot. Good pass inside. Here's an open chance and score again. Five shots, 5 goals for the Seahawks. This one coming off the stick.
Goal, St. Mary's. Goal scored by number 25, Ben Claffey.
It was Ben Claffey who had space. 2 guys covering the ball handler, Venanzi. And so they have the lead. Half the lead. Don't have the lead. Anyway, Kyle Lewis, and that just, I think, went off the stick of Walker. No, they said it was just missed wide, so St. Mary's going to take it back. They've got 1:15 and a really good opportunity here. 1 goal just makes it a 4-goal game, but man, can you imagine the confidence level this team would have going into the break? Well done on the clearing attempt. There's more time on the shot clock than game clock, so the Seahawks can hold for the last shot, much like their brethren indoors on the basketball court. Brown looking inside, and that one bouncing away from Hubbard and Moore, luckily. Lynchburg on the rush, going to try to get one more chance. 10 seconds to go. It's Clayton Jones, long pass ahead, connects with Kyle Lewis, and a timeout taken by Coach Kudelka to set something up with 5.2 to go.
Timeout, Lynchburg.
We're going to keep it here as we get closer to halftime. Let you know that once we hit that break, we will come back and talk about what we've seen so far, show you some highlights as well, and talk about the future, what these teams hold for them as far as their schedule is concerned. Very busy day again here on campus at University of Lynchburg. Also have some softball action going on down at Moon Field this afternoon. And a quick look over at the scoreboard. We'll see that, well, live stats isn't working, so I don't know what the score is at softball. We are broadcasting it, though, on LHSN, so there is one way to find out. Nevertheless, also in action today, men's tennis hosting Randolph. Women's soccer is on the road at Bridgewater for what is always a really good game. That's a 2 o'clock start there for them. And then our final game of the weekend. I can't believe I'm saying those words. Final game of the weekend coming up at 4 p.m. this afternoon on Schellenberger Field. Lynchburg men's soccer hosting the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan, the same school that this St. Mary's men's lacrosse team played back on Monday. Four seconds left. Here's a shot for Dean. Never got through, and then it hits the chest of Walker for save number 5 on the half. Walker's done yeoman's-like work, but the Hornets have the 5-goal lead heading into the break. Lynchburg trying to go 2-0 this weekend and head up even higher in the top 10 standings. St. Mary's doing a great job. It's keeping it close. Worth coming back, folks. We'll see you in a few.
Everyone has a story. A triumph, a time they fell short, a gift, a light all their own. Every story has a beginning. For us, our stories began long before we got here, at the moment we discovered we had something to share with the world. But no matter where we've been, our journeys weave together at the University of Lynchburg. Since 1903, we've grown from a handful of students to a diverse, dynamic community of students, professors, staff, and alumni around the world. In a community that supports who we are and who we want to be, we're on a journey to find where our passions lead so we can lead others to find theirs. Together, we have more experience, we have more knowledge than we do alone. Eventually, our stories will lead us to a path all our own, and we will share our passions with the world. No matter the journey we choose, the University of Lynchburg is, and always will be, our home.
Carrie Brewer became the 7th president of Lynchburg College in 1964, only 15 years after his graduation in 1949. During those intervening years, he had earned a PhD in public policy from Harvard, served as an aide to 2 major congressional committees, and was the director of emergency preparedness in the Kennedy administration. Returning to his alma mater, he hit the ground running. Dr. Brewer initiated a change in the college charter to allow students of all races to enroll. He cut the standard faculty teaching load by 20%. He improved faculty and staff salaries and increased the size of the faculty and the student body. He sought to raise the visibility of the college in Lynchburg, as well as the larger community, by offering graduate programs in education, business, and physics to meet identified needs in Central Virginia. An enthusiastic fan of LC sports, Dr. Brewer added administrative support to the college's athletic programs, resulting in the emergence of Lynchburg College as a national athletic power. During his presidency, Snyder Chapel, the courts, McWayne, Tate, and Montgomery residence halls, the Burton Student Center, Turner Gymnasium, Wakefield House, Fox Field, the Dillard Fine Arts Building, the Capron Library, and the residences on Faculty Drive were added to the college physical plan. Also, Memorial Gymnasium was transformed into Hall Campus Center. Carnegie Hall was converted into faculty offices, and the surviving World War II Quonset hut was remodeled into the Psychology Building. However, perhaps the greatest legacy left Lynchburg College by Carrie Brewer is the attitude embedded in his oft-repeated statement that a great college is always in the process of becoming. In the decade since he retired, Lynchburg College has become a university and has continued to grow and change, moving ever closer towards becoming the institution envisioned by a 36-year-old neophyte college president over half a century ago.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It's what the school's really good at doing.
Welcome back to Schellenberger Field on the campus of University of Lynchburg. Joe Hutzler narrating your action today. It's a 10-5 lead for number 10, Lynchburg over St. Mary's. Just a quick look down the team comparison list. The Hornets outshooting St. Mary's 33-7, and 6 saves for DJ Walker. Still no saves for Patrick Moore in net, but Lynchburg hasn't had to worry about it too much with 16 face-off wins on 17 attempts. And each team has turned it over more than 10 times. St. Mary's 13, Lynchburg 11. The Hornets going an extra man twice and coming away with no goals. When we come back, we'll talk about individuals, show you highlights, and get you ready for the second half of play on LSN.
My name is Jen Hyde. I graduated in 2018, and I got my major in philosophy, political science, and I minored in human services. And career-wise, right now I work at a residential treatment center for juveniles with sexually reactive behaviors. I would say the biggest advantage is definitely that it is a small campus. You know, you get to have that one-on-one with your professors. They're willing to help you out. They're going to get to know you more than just a student that they're teaching. You know, they really invest into your lives. Definitely use every resource that you can kind of get at Lynchburg. There's tons of mentors within the professors, the faculty, the staff here, your peers that are here. You have so many options that you can take. There's so many classes, you know, even if it's not within your major, if there's a class you're interested in, take it. Kind of explore your options, because Lynchburg does have such a wide variety of different things that you can do. You know, be involved, become a well-rounded individual, because Lynchburg sets up the support to where you can do that here.
My name is Brittany Coleman. I graduated in 2014, and I have a major in chemistry and a minor in secondary education, and I'm currently teaching chemistry and 7th grade science at a local combined school. Being able to have access to your professors pretty much anytime they're in their office is really helpful, especially in difficult science subjects. I love that I am able to teach a difficult subject to students who typically aren't going to perceive it as enjoyable. I'm able to present it in an interesting way because I was presented this information in an interesting way. It's nice for me to be able to mirror what it was that influenced me to be able to teach.
Welcome back to Schellenberger Field. The second half about to get underway, but first, let's go back and take a look at the first half highlights. St. Mary's on here a few times. 5 goals in that first half. Lynchburg with 10. There's one from Clemmer. That was the first goal of the game. Hornets have been pretty balanced overall. Colin Dean has 2 goals. Everyone else with 1 to this point. Brett Rogers has 2 as well. There's his first of the day, and this is a really good play by Jude Brown, just muscling his way around Nestor, going up top over Patrick Moore, who's still searching for his first save this afternoon. But there's the biggest issue for St. Mary's, the face-off circle. They have won only 1 of the possible 17 face-offs. Quentin Richie taking advantage for his 2nd goal of the weekend, his 2nd of his Hornet career as a graduate transfer. And we are sitting at a 5-goal deficit for the Seahawks. Playlist has stopped. The teams are belting out their war cries. And we're ready for battle in the 3rd quarter. Richie between his legs backwards, scooped up by Clayton Jones. Jones doing a very good job picking up some ground balls today, but St. Mary's looking to cause a turnover to start. And a whistle will give them the ball back. So now the Seahawks with a really good chance. Trying to score again. They scored the last goal of the first half. I'd love to keep up that momentum. Jude Brown back at X. Pup's just working on him. Look at that pass over the top of the crossbar. Patrick Moore with his first stop of the day. Venanzi right on the doorstep. Had 1 foot in, and Moore shoved it on his toes. But not going to give up on this possession. Again, another fantastic pass from Jude Brown. Although there were 2 balls on the field. I was looking at Venanzi, who had a ball. Jude Brown apparently had one too. And both Seahawks players having possession of the ball, that's just lack of communication on who needs to pull that in. All right. And for a second there, I thought it was just a lack of sleep. I was seeing 2 things, 2 lacrosse balls on the field, but that was our reality. As Hubbard has nowhere to go, thanks to the defense of Tyler Gallagher. I just spoke to his dad, Tim. It's good to see him back on the sidelines taking some pictures for the team. As Nestor swats that stick out of the hands of Venanzi and will bring it back. Cole Nestor all the way, coast to coast, just wide right on our new goalie. Priest is in there now. Interesting call. DJ Walker with 6 saves in that first half. I did a really good job, but Coach Childs making a switch. First shot Priest sees. Here's a save, so credit to him. Lynchburg going back to work on offense. Rogers skips it to Lewis, just gets there, and Lewis fires it. What a rip, sideways across his body. No matter who the keeper is, that's going to be a tough one to stop. Check it out again. All began on a good pass from Brett Rogers, who's going to pick up another assist. Perhaps. Lewis did take a couple steps, so we'll see what they put in the stat sheet. But great work by Mr. Lewis. And for him, that is goal number 2 today. He and Colin Dean with a couple. And waiting for the official to throw the flag, and there it comes. It's a delayed penalty on Lynchburg. Might be for a slash. Lots of sticks clanging together like a medieval sword fight. St. Mary's has yet to go a man up today. They're 3 for 7 this year on that one game they've played so far. Back on Monday against Virginia Wesleyan. Brown lost it, got it back. Puff's just not giving him any space. Claffey couldn't take the catch, so it's Clemmer picking up the ground ball. Now back to Venanzi. And a sharp angle shot that's going to go across the end line. We're going to get our penalty call. Alec Puff's just heading that way. So is Clayton Jones. I believe it is on Jones. Yeah, definitely on Clayton Jones, who takes a knee inside the penalty area. It's a hold on Jones. Technical foul. So it'll be a 30-second penalty from where we are now, 11-14. Again, St. Mary's has not been a man up today, but they had a high percentage of converting against the lesser Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan. Lynchburg did not have to face Salisbury in a man-up situation. And the first time they faced one this weekend, Patrick Moore picks up the stop. And it was a beautiful look for Hubbard just outside the crease. First save on the big board for Patrick Moore. Now 2 for 41 in red. Love to see that for the sophomore. Certainly struggling in the first half. Coming out focused and ready to put that in the back of his mind. We're back to even strength, by the way. Skip pass back to X for Brown. Another flag comes out. This is going to go against Lynchburg again as Brown nails one from an impossible angle. Well, until he made it possible.
Goal, St. Mary. Goal scored by number 56, Jude Brown.
Jude Brown has had an excellent day on the goal sheet. The one he had in the first half, he just muscled his way past the defender. This time, in hopes of putting his team on a man up as quickly as possible, fakes the pass, got our camera crew a little confused, but no doubt about how it finished. Jude Brown with his second goal of the day, his third of the season, and the penalty waved off. We're back to a 5-goal game. And Clayton Jones out of the penalty box, adding another ground ball to his day. Four ground balls today for Clayton Jones, helping out that midfield group after face-offs. Spinning in is Voigt going up top and missing high. Grant Voigt with one of the 11 goals scored by Lynchburg this afternoon. Brett Rogers, a couple stutter steps, and then rolls back. Doesn't like what he sees. And Rogers again. Nowhere to go with it. Still dangerous by himself. Now out top, wide open, Jack Spears. It got deflected on its way in. And I think it went off of Kyle Lewis, who had went down as he was getting up. I think that ball deflected off of him. Rushing in at X, it's Rogers. Great spin dodge, short side, top shelf. Over the right shoulder of Priest. And Brett Rogers with another to the stat sheet. One more time as the shot clock was running low. Rogers takes it upon himself. And makes it 12-6. Okay, I just saw I went off air there for a second. I'm trying to confirm with other people in the booth. I didn't say that was the hat trick, but I'm pretty sure that's 3 for Rogers. The stats online have him with 2 now, but I'm very certain, which doesn't mean much, that I've said his name twice previously. Usually I write this stuff down, but we've been dealing with some technical problems in the first half, so my mind was elsewhere, making sure that some other things were taken care of, but see what we can do to confirm that. But I'm pretty sure That's 3 goals for Rogers today, which will give him 8 on the season. First hat trick for anybody for Lynchburg this weekend, too. Here's Jude Brown again, trying to make the Lax Sports Net highlight reel. Nothing doing that time, so Gallagher will calmly bring it across midfield and give it to Parker Dixon. Dixon finding Dean off the substitution, and Rogers going low. Priest with a stop, and a backhander off the rebound for Kyle Lewis. 2 weekends in a row, B to B for number 7 in red. And the Hornets taking control of this one. Let's look at it again. We'd love to look at it again. Long rebound, comes to Rogers, and then standing still, just a casual flip, another goal. No big deal. 2 goals today for number 7. And Rogers adds another apple to his stat sheet as well, continuing to be a very balanced player for this Lynchburg team. Newcomer to the game, Cameron Linger out there for the Seahawks, 31 in white. Playing in the midfield with Claffey, who has it, goal line extended, falling into the crease. And the officials confer. Lynchburg ball. Dylan Wolf. Less playing time today than he's accustomed to this season. But I can tell you firsthand, culture of this program, everybody knows their role and they work really hard to do it well. And that time, Wolf's role was the assist to Brett Rogers' 4th goal of the day. The hat trick from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? So Texas hat trick, 4 goals instead of 3. 14-6 now as things have opened up for Lynchburg in this 3rd quarter of play. It was 10-5 at halftime. Also Lynchburg almost with 10 shots in this quarter alone. We now have 42 total in the game, so 9 in the quarter so far. And another face-off win, so eerily similar to what we saw last weekend against Southern Virginia. The Knights did a really good job of keeping it close, especially in the first half. It was less than a 5-goal lead after 30 minutes. And then the Hornets just continuing to use that face-offs advantage, to use the overall shots opportunities advantage, and piled it on in the second half for a win that day. And they look to be on their way to another on this beautiful sunny afternoon in Lynchburg, Virginia. Lewis, why not? Goes for it again, this time off the noggin of Priest. He's already filling up the LSN Instagram page with B2Bs. Can you imagine if he did it twice in one day? Just giving him content. He's gonna have to work himself out a deal with a company he can endorse. Getting so much playing time on social media, going to become an influencer before too long. Claffey has Josiah Martin in his shadow. Martin works through the would-be screen. Claffey still holds on, gives up to Clemmer. And now back to Claffey. 30 seconds on the shot clock. St. Mary's in a desperate need of a goal to try and keep their spirits up. And it's going to go against St. Mary's. Missed the official's signal there, so apologies for that. But nevertheless, not what the Seahawks wanted in that situation, as things are getting away from them in this third quarter. Outscored 4-1 with 3:50 to go in the third stanza of this paragraph. And yet another page of the 2021 season. Lewis gives it up. Dean looking for the Hattie. Good stick check. That was Mason Hoffman who got in there and forced that shot high for the Seahawks defense. Ty Mitchell. Kyle Lewis trying to shake off the defender. Pretty good work by Brock Daniel. Got the pass away. Robinson spins inside, lands in the crease. They want to talk this over. There's a flag. Was there a push before the shot? The goal counts. I think there was a push by the Seahawks before the shot that counts as a penalty. So even though Robinson landed in the crease, this goal will count, his second of the afternoon. Really good pass in a tight window, an even tighter window for Robinson to shoot from. And a change at the attack spot. Kyle Lewis is going to get a break. It might be done for the day as Coach Kudelka senses a moment that he can pull other guys in. Coach Childs and this Seahawks team, they're going to have a lot to think about on the long journey back to Maryland before they prepare for their next opponent, which will be Randolph-Macon College in Ashland, Virginia. That is Wednesday at Randolph-Macon, so staying in the Virginia area for a little bit longer before they host Colorado College on March 19th. That's next Friday. No, that's the following Friday, beg your pardon. And then they will be at Southern Virginia for a coast-to-coast conference matchup with the Knights. Riley Mitchell, Grant Voigt out there with Jack Spears. Ryan Kenny, skip pass near side, looking for Voigt. Has to pick up the ground ball. Jake Rust is out there too for that attack group. So replacing Kyle Lewis with 2 minutes to go. And Riley Mitchell adding to his goal total this weekend. 2 goals today for number 1.
Lynchburg. Goal scored by number 1, Riley Mitchell.
6 goals for the sophomore. And a 10-goal advantage for the Hornets. Mitchell just doing it all by himself. Quick cut. See ya. Boom. We should mention there's a new keeper in net for Lynchburg as well, as Ritchie goes off the face-off and finds the ball in the back of the net. He found it because he put it there. How about Quentin Richie? Transferring from Mary Washington as a graduate student this year. 3 goals this weekend, 2 today, a huge one yesterday against Salisbury. And just keep an eye on the keeper as that one Blast pass number 2 in white. And I am very well aware, I keep saying keeper. I'm sorry. I don't want to say the wrong thing when the soccer game comes, and then unfortunately it means I'm saying the wrong thing during the lacrosse game. But y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean. Back to my original point, talking about Tyler Hadley in goal for Lynchburg. So replacing Patrick Moore in between the pipes. Hadley making his second appearance. He has 1 save this year and 18 minutes played. Claffey, skip pass, Venanzi has to give it up. Hubbard trying to bounce one past the newcomer in cage, but off target. Jude Brown, 2 highlight goals today for St. Mary's team that hung tough, especially in the first half. It was 10-5 at that time. But all Lynchburg, and it continues to flow red. Cole Nestor gives it up in transition. Now across the field to Ryan Kenny, who holds on with pressure. Jake Russ takes it here, 25 seconds remaining in the third. Riley Mitchell. And his pass a bit low and hot for Jake Rust, but scooped up by Robinson. 10 seconds remaining. Back to X, it's Rust. And looking for Mitchell, knocked down instead by the long stick of Ethan Little. And that will do it for the third quarter. Lynchburg outscoring St. Mary's 7-1 in the third quarter of play. They've got an 11-goal advantage with 15 minutes to go on LSN.
A lot of people go to the universities to find something to be a part of while getting their education. And when you come here, Lynchburg is that something, it becomes a family. It's what this school's really good at doing.
.15 minutes on the clock, fourth quarter about to get underway. We're going to have some new faces to talk about on Lynchburg's side of things, so we look forward to that. And I want to take a quick look at the individual stats. They have changed things around. So now Brett Rogers with 3, Kyle Lewis with 3, Quentin Ritchie with 2, Colin Dean with 2 for Lynchburg. And how about another for the overall total for the Hornets? Jake Rust had a really big opening day game. Get some meaningful playing time in the fourth quarter and makes good after another face-off victory. Tyler Cooney with the win, a pass to Rust, and from way downtown over on Rivermont Avenue, let that one rip, and it still finds the back of the net. Second goal of the season for Rust. And interference against St. Mary's gives Lynchburg control. It's Robinson, Kenny, and Rust, your attack. Dylan Wolf, A.J. Neves, and Dylan Carpenter. How about that? 6 is back, baby. A.J. Neves, after suffering an injury in the offseason, spent a lot of time recently in a cast and on crutches. And here he is with plenty of time left, looking for goal number 1 of his senior campaign. Andrew Carpenter's out there too. That's nice. I can't be overly excited about seeing 9 in red because we mic'd him up. He got a lot of playing time already in the eyes of the digital media world. Look at this skip pass. Here's Rust again. No Rust in that shot. And the Hornets continue to roll here in the fourth quarter. Well, we'll show you some goals from earlier, perhaps. Freddie Spo is in. Freddie Sposato, second appearance, number 39 in red, coming in off the ends of the face-off area. And a sea of red around the ball, forcing the turnover and giving Lynchburg possession. Ethan Cotter with possession. Across the field, shot from Cotter, stopped by Priest. Third save of the day for 2 in white. Now in transition, caught by Brown. That one started to stay a little bit high, but just enough for Brown to make the catch. And a flag is down. It's going to go against Lynchburg. If they can get possession, may not have to worry about it. Clemmer bouncing one wide. Offside penalty against Lynchburg. So it's a 30-second penalty. St. Mary's going a man up for the first time today. That's not right. Second time today. It did not score on the first time. And a throwaway. Able to pick it back up, though, is Clemmer. Jeremiah Clemmer, the opening goal for St. Mary's. Bonanzi off the body of Hadley. Nice stop for the newcomer. Between the pipes. Loose ball, scooped up. Hubbard will take care of business this time, as we just went even strength. And Abe Hubbard notches his second goal of the day. Let's look at it again, shall we? Loose ball. Anybody's chance here. 6 in white scoops it up and takes advantage. Big win for St. Mary's. You know, it's very unlikely they're going to win this game, right? Let's be honest with one another. But it's crucial to learn with the rest of this, with what time is left in this game, because it's not the last game of the season, right? It's still a great chance to improve before you have another contest on Wednesday. And of course, they have not even started their conference play yet, so crucial moment on the road. Continue to fire at the net. Hadley with a big stop, his second. So 2 for Hadley, 2 for Patrick Moore today. And everything but the finish was pretty good for St. Mary's. That's what has to be taken out of those kinds of possessions. Drew Carpenter. Left for the Locks at home. Got a haircut recently. Just missing on that chance. Pass was kind of high. Still pulled in. Clanging it in is McNulty for Lynchburg. Opening day hat trick for 31 in red. Been quiet since, but now Garrett McNulty adding another to his freshman campaign. 21, I beg your pardon. So Ryan Kenny with the goal. I was looking down at my sheet when it was scored and looked up. People were celebrating with McNulty. So Ryan Kenny with his 3rd goal of the season. Getting some playing time here in the 4th quarter. And we get some whistles along that St. Mary's bench. Coach Kadelka barking out some orders, not happy about what just happened. But St. Mary's will gladly take possession. Apologies to Ryan County for not getting that goal call right. I know he'll score more, but it's a gentleman that used to work for LHSN, so feel a little bit more of a personal relationship there with that guy. Hadley getting personal with the saves category. 3 now. He hasn't let any by since stepping in for Patrick Moore. Can't be upset if you're the Lynchburg coaching staff when you put this 3rd and 4th group in and they're still able to be successful, just as they were against Randolph. And a few of them got some chances against Southern Virginia. As I say that, Cotter loses it on the Ethan Little check. Little loses his stick here. Jude Brown pounded from behind. And illegal procedure on St. Mary's. It's going to be Lynchburg possession, but away from the ball, we've got a flag. And I believe Coach Childs just gave his team a penalty. The official behind the play is chatting with the head coach of St. Mary's, but we're still playing on this end. What is happening? Desperately need some communication with the officials. Now the official behind the play picked the flag up. Goodness gracious. Unsportsmanlike on St. Mary's. 1 minute.
Unsportsmanlike conduct going to be assessed to the St. Mary's bench. The 1 minute penalty.
So that goes down to St. Mary's bench, but the official had a long chat with Coach Childs. Unbeknownst to anybody who had the ball, of course. That was kind of crazy. So it'll be Lynchburg going a man up for the 3rd time today. They have not taken advantage of the extra man on the field yet. They may not be able to do it now. Scramble here, eventually scooped up. Dixon, McNulty. Now it's McCarthy. Out front. McNulty sending one from deep. And it's going to be St. Mary's possession. Most things have gone well for Lynchburg. Not the man-up team, though, as they are scoreless on 3 tries. But they are in the driver's seat for win number 4 this season. 20-7 is our score. Just a few ticks under 8 minutes to go on LSN. Timeout was taken by the Hornets. I failed to tell you that before we went to break. I apologize. It's in the broadcasting manual. Time, score, and why we're going to break. But now you know, 30 seconds later, and we're back with a 20-7 score. This will be the 3rd of 4 games this season where the Hornets have totaled 20 goals or more. Double-digit scoring in every game so far this season. After that 10-8 victory over Salisbury yesterday in comeback fashion, a game that they trailed 4-1 in the second quarter. Fantastic display of defense yesterday. And Jude Brown continues with a fantastic display of shooting and scoring. 3 goals that all belong on the highlight reel at the end of the year. Regardless of what happens the rest of the season, this man deserves the top 3 spots. Yet again, Brown using that lower center of gravity, working around Steve Ulrichs. Steve-O. Brown with the hat trick today for the Seahawks. And a clean face-off win for the first time. Good positive moment for Sam Jordan. Jordan he jogged off the field with a limp. Hope he's okay. He's the go-to for Coach Childs and St. Mary's. At least he has been today. They've had to make a couple of changes, of course, since Lynchburg has dominated that area overall. There have been 31 face-offs. Lynchburg has won 23. Yesterday, they won 10 of 22. All 10 coming after the first quarter yesterday. It was such an impressive wave of momentum that came from that first face-off win. And they rode it to a big win. Drew Carpenter dishes to McNulty. A.J. Neves. Skip pass. Long shot going up top was Wolf, and it just stayed up there. 11 seconds to shoot. Riley Flores looking to get one sharp angly, and that one never got to Priest. It landed on the side of the net. And I think I definitely just made up a word. Angly. Feel free to use it tomorrow at the water cooler. Really confuse people. Clemmer gives it up. And a behind-the-back chance for the Seahawks that cannot be converted. That was Dominic Benanzi on the shot. Shooting on Zach Phillips. First shot faced for Phillips. And then Brown, why not? Just chuck it near the net. Most of his shots have gone in. 20 total shots for St. Mary's. Lynchburg with 55 today. Well over their shots per game average, which is 45. Down the alley, skip pass near side. They'll bring it back. Ducking underneath the defense and scoring is Jack Brocato. And I have the ultimate confirmation on our question about Brett Rogers from his redheaded brother, Kevin Rogers, with the text. 4 goals, 3 assists. No more confusion. I'll take his word over anybody's when it comes to this sport. Appreciate him and everyone else tuning in to the action this weekend. Love seeing what Kevin's doing down in the furniture capital of the world at High Point University. My alma mater, so I'm a little biased, but nevertheless, it's great to see a guy from D3 get his chance to shine at the highest level and make good on it, by the way. It's one thing to earn the spot in practice, but to keep it after games, can't deny a man that. Denied that time on the shot was Lynchburg. Priest with the save. There's Logan Lehman with the shot, by the way. I'm saying by the way for myself because I forgot for a moment. I appreciate the kind words from Kevin too. When I consider the fumes that I'm running on, it's probably coming through today. I apologize for that, but at the end of it all, it's a great broadcast, great game for the home team. And another big stop for Zach Phillips. What an embarrassment of riches for Coach Kudelka, former goalie himself. 3 really solid options depending on the way the game is being played as Phillips makes another one. That one off the chest pad. You could hear it from here. Say it with your chest. 3 saves now. Yes, 3 saves for Zach Phillips. And making his second appearance of the season. He has 5 total on the year, 2 in the previous 20 minutes that he played. And the defense forcing a turnover against St. Mary's. That's turnover number 21. 21. Ian McCarthy out there with Dylan Wolf, Drew Carpenter, A.J. Neves, Garrett McNulty. Here's a shot from Carpenter straight away. It stays low, and Priest is there for the stop. Under 2 minutes to go. as Lynchburg stares at 4-0. Turnover. McCarthy with the interception. McCarthy with the cradle. Eventually having to turn all the way back around. Let this team go at it again. How about Kenny wide open near side? And the ball misses on the right. No doubt Lynchburg looking at moving up in the rankings this week as they prepare for their next matchup, which for the first time all season will be on the road. They play at Guilford at 1 o'clock on the 13th. Then they'll be in Newport News to battle the captains of CNU, also a top 20 team, on March 20th, before heading back here, their next home game, March 26th, against that same CNU squad. A 7 o'clock start under the lights here at Schellenberger Field. All home games for Lynchburg streamed on LSN, so mark it in your calendar as Zach Phillips continues to impress. Lynchburg's going to go a man down with just a few ticks over 40 seconds to go. I think there should be 42 seconds on there, but they can't hear me from here, and I can't make them change it.
1 minute penalty on Lynchburg number 30. A 1 minute penalty. This is at the end of the game.
Jeremy Johnson charged with the 1 minute penalty, so St. Mary's will be a man up for the rest of this one, unless they score first. Neither team has taken advantage of their extra man chances. Trying to get Lynchburg's defense on their heels. A jumper that's missing the target. And a save again. Defense coming up big no matter who's out there. And this one is over. The Hive has spoken, and Lynchburg goes 2-0 on the weekend after a 20-9 victory today over St. Mary's. Their 7th consecutive against this program, and a 4-0 start to 2021.